Good day to you, Cheating Secrets podcast fans. Today we've got one story, but it's an investigative one with quite a few updates. So let's see how it goes. Its title, I, 42 male, think my wife, 40 female, might be cheating. I think we might know where this is going, but let's listen to the story. I have recently started to wonder if my wife might be cheating, but I'm not sure what to do from here. I have no smoking gun for evidence, so I don't want to confront her in case nothing is happening or to have her cover things up. It has just been small things and a spidey sense. About 4 months ago, she started working out a lot more and became much more interested in how she looks. She was very attractive but never really wore makeup or did much with her hair. She's also started being protective with her phone, which I know is a bad sign. It's normal for us to go into each other's phones, but now it never leaves her side, and if I ask for it to take a picture or something, she will tell me to use mine. She has also been staying late at work more often and has been taking a few more out-of-town trips for work in the last 4 months. She hasn't initiated any kind of intimacy and only gives me pecking-type kisses. I've tried to initiate with her a handful of times, and she rejected me a few times. And a few times, she let me go through with it but wasn't engaged and just laid there. It made me feel really bad, worse than getting rejected outright. I brought up the lack of intimacy a while back, and she said that she was exhausted all the time from being a mom, working and lifting weights. She said she would try to do a better job and kissed me later that night, but nothing has changed. I have wondered if it might be some kind of midlife crisis thing. There's a guy at her work that I am thinking could be trouble. My wife used to talk about him a lot, but a few months ago she quit mentioning him, although I know they still work closely together. From what I can gather, he is married with kids and told my wife that he is having marital issues. I met him briefly a few times and he basically ignored me. We were around a lot of other people. He isn't nearly as attractive as me and definitely not in great shape like me. Not to brag, but it's true. I'm big and strong and he is kind of average and a little overweight. But he dresses flashy and is outgoing and likes to drink. I don't really like drinking, and my wife has mentioned a few times that she wishes I would go out drinking every now and then. I graduated high school and he has a master's degree. He also makes a lot more money than I do. I train fighters and love what I do, but make a very modest living. This guy probably makes 6 times what I do and flaunts what he has. I just bring up all that as my assessment of how we differ. The biggest thing that I have been wondering about is that this last trip for work was to a tropical resort type place. And my understanding at the time was that there was a big group of them going. It turns out that it was just my wife, this flashy guy, and the CEO. The CEO is very old and doesn't really interact socially. He is just all business. In my imagination, my wife and this other guy spent a lot of time together over that week, doing who knows what. My dilemma is that I want to see if my gut feeling is right, but don't want to cause a bigger issue by accusing her or asking. We have had a few ups and downs over the years, but have had a pretty good overall marriage from my side. No major issues or anything. I'm not the most outgoing guy and I don't make much money, which has been a small issue for my wife. She says I'm not living up to my potential and that I could make a lot more money doing something else. I don't want to make it sound like she is obsessed with money in any way, but I know women are more comfortable with a bigger nest egg. She thinks I can do other things, but I'm not really qualified for anything other than fighting or training fighters. That's basically been my entire life, or possibly being a personal trainer. None of these things are big money makers, but other than those things, she seems pretty happy. A friend of mine said I should keep my suspicions to myself and start doing things to spy and collect evidence if it's there, but I feel weird about violating her privacy. If she is cheating, I can't imagine I would ever stay with her. I hope I'm wrong about all this, but thoughts of her cheating are starting to flood my mind, and I feel like I need to find out either way. We have 2 kids, and that is the part that scares me. I'm involved in every part of my kids' lives, and my heart would be broken to only see them half the time. Sorry for the long post. I would love to hear some ideas on how to deal with this. All right, now that we've set the stage, let's get into Update 1. So here's the newest information. No, they let you go out to eat outside. We can catch a bite. I need to see you or I'll crumble. I can't. She told me she listened to the wrong advice and should have listened to me, but she struggled. She told me she cried for days, struggling on what to do. She wanted to be with me, but they told her I was a bum and would never be anything and that I was a pretty boy, and pretty boys always cheat. So she cheated on me to get me to not like her anymore. She claims that's why she made out with multiple people at a party, because she knew I wouldn't stop loving her. She said her friends and family didn't like me, and she couldn't choose me over them. Me, being the caring person, didn't want to hear that she had already been through so much, and her husband left her. She has nobody, etc. So I said, please don't bring that up. It's hurting me too, and I don't want to get angry. It's the past. Let's move forward. Focus on your kids, and maybe some single father will date you, and you guys can have a blended family or something. I asked my aunts and female cousins for advice, and they told me she is a devil, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Don't give her the time of day. This woman never loved you. A woman who loves you will die for you. She will never want to see you hurt. You are a good man. You care too much, and she knows that. Why are you feeling sorry for her? My aunt then told me, ask yourself this. When you were hurting, was she there for you? If you were in her shoes, would she do the same for you? I said no, she wouldn't. Just recently, her girlfriends messaged me and said, if I really loved her, I would give her a second chance. When I read this, I was pissed off. Loved her? Second chance? What the heck about me? She broke me, left me for dead, and now they're trying to put a guilt trip on me. Like, what the heck? I just messaged back and said I didn't mean to hurt her, but she left me for that guy. How would you feel? She said, I understand, but just because she has 3 kids doesn't mean she can't love you. She did love you before. Forgive her and move on. You ain't young yourself either. So, this friend who I knew as well is talking to me like this. She was one of the girlfriends who advised her that I was no good. She hooked her up with that guy she married. So I'm saying to myself, if this girl really did love me, why is she still talking to this no-good woman and having her message me? Then, 2 days later, her father messages me saying, my daughter's hurting, and she would just like some closure. Could you at least give her that? I'm shocked again. Closure? Why do I need to give her what she wants? When I wanted closure, she never gave me anything. She left me for dead. I can't believe it. This is the man who hated my guts and loved that guy she married. The plain guy who cheated. Now he has the nerve to force me to get back with his daughter. This is crazy stuff, and I'm glad my aunts and cousins told me what the real truth is. Her father trying to get me to take her back after she was used up and tossed to the curb with 3 kids, after this man even told her that her husband was a much better man than me. I'm getting angry here. How should I handle the situation? Please help. Wow, what a jacked up situation. Let's see what the community thinks, but don't forget to tell us what you think down in the comments too. Floater Sinker starts us off with, shut this all down ASAP. 15 years and 3 kids later, now she needs you back? Oh yeah, the guy she cheated on you with? You don't need anybody to tell you that this woman is cancer. Would you even consider round 2? The OP comes back with, nope. It's part of the reason why I got over her, because I realized her friends and family didn't like me and liked that guy. So they chose that guy for her, and she listened to them and left me for dead. Right now, her main focus is her kids. I'm just second fiddle. And because she thinks I'm a sucker and remembers how caring I was to her. Timbersaw 1048 chimes in with, hey look, if you take this post and show it to any professional psychologist or counselor, they will tell you what she is doing is a clear-cut case of emotional manipulation or emotional blackmail. Just compare your mental state before she contacted you and what it is now. She already got you this far from being level-headed to complete hatred. This is a toxic trait, and please don't let it get further. Give her closure, tell her how much she hurt you, tell her you've been happier after she let you go. Tell her you deserve better. Go total no contact after closure. Oh, you guys thought that was the end of the story? Well, here's an update for you. I struggled, but I had to meet her. I already made a mistake by answering her messages on Facebook and then letting her call my phone. I met up with her. I tried my best not to be so angry or show anger. When I met her, she was already waiting outside in front of the restaurant. She saw me walking up there I had a mask in my hand and didn't notice her at first until she saw me. I was walking and I saw someone crying with her hands covering her face. It was her, and she ran up to me and hugged me. I didn't hug her back. My hands were to my side. She was making a big scene and people were there. An older woman walked by us and said, "Are you guys married? Is he coming back from the service?" I said, "No, just an old college friend." The old woman said, "Well, she is hella emotional for just an old friend. You guys are cute together." I was already thinking this was a bad idea. She was making a scene, getting all emotional, and people were looking at us like we were in love or she was in love and they were going to kiss her. I kept my composure and we ordered and waited for our food outside. She looked older, with a little bit more weight. She told me she missed me and that her heart was pounding. We started talking. She showed me photos of her daughters, and I said, they look just like their father, and she was really happy. But for me, I wasn't. She was acting like everything was all good. I just played along. We ate and finished our food, and I wanted to talk to her in private. So I said, let's walk toward that park area and sit on a bench and talk. I said, so what is the reason you wanted to meet me? She said straight up that she misses me. She told me to please listen to her and not get mad. She isn't good at explaining. She told me she messed up. She told me she understands if I don't want anything to do with her, but she said, if I hadn't been through the stuff I did, if I hadn't been with the guys I did and married the guy I did and him leaving me, I would never know you were the one. I then snapped on her. I couldn't take this. I first talked calmly and told her, so let me see if I'm getting this straight. You cheat on me and remain friends with the girls who talked crap about me and who you French kissed at the party. But you left me to die, the one who loved you the most, the one who only confided in you, the one who had nobody. You left me for dead. Do you still talk to those friends? She starts crying and says yes. So you abandoned me and now you want me to be part of your life again after your husband cheats on you and leaves you for a younger woman? She goes, I understand, while crying. I said to her, do you know how offensive and shameless this is? That you would have the nerve to suggest what you suggested, like, I'm winning some type of prize. What do I get that's so special? What do you have to offer me that these younger women don't? You already cheated on me. You already left me for dead. You lied. You betrayed me. You still talk to those people and chose them over me and listened to them over me. And you had kids with another man. So that shows to me that you are using me, that you don't care about me. You think I'm some type of sucker who will just forgive you. She starts crying hard and is having a panic attack, saying, I don't know how to say it. I don't. And I'm sorry. I beat myself up every day for what I've done to you. I then yelled, yes, you are full of it. You moved on from me, they told me. And she goes, who told you? I said, it doesn't matter. You dated guys we knew right after you left me. I felt guilty thinking it was all my fault, and you lie. Even now you lie. You never asked about me. They showed a video of us together, and you didn't even shed a tear 3 years after you left me. I'm not doing this to hurt you because I know how you are. You will go talk to your sisters and your girlfriends after this because you don't know how to think on your own 2 feet. And they will say the same crap they always did, that I'm no good and you deserve better and yada yada. I loved you. I wanted you to have my babies. If you had married me, I'd still be with you today. She said, I know. Her sister calls up, and she is babysitting for her, and she said she has to go to work soon, so we cut our meeting short. I walk her to her car, and she then tries to hug me again. I say no, and she fights with me, saying no. I just let her hug me, and she starts smelling my neck and tells me how she misses my scent and my cologne, etc. Shortly after I get home, before bed, she sends me a text message saying, I will not stop fighting for you. You ask me, what do you get that's special? Nothing, you're right. I gave myself to others, but I never felt what I feel with you. I fought it out and listened to others' advice, and I chose against you and I paid dearly and I'm suffering for it. You deserve to have a fresh start with a younger woman. You deserve that. All I can do is try and prove to you that I won't stop fighting for you. I hope you forgive me, but if you don't, I also understand. That is the last message she sent me, and I didn't reply. And here is the final update. Curious person and read lots of books about all sorts of topics. I'm not the smartest guy, but I feel like I'm not stupid. I will try to update as things go on. I'm not sure what advice I can get at this point. I'm just devastated. He promised to update, and an update he has. Update 3. My attorney friend was able to recommend a lawyer that specializes in family law. Not only that, but supposedly this guy was also cheated on, and these cases allow him to exact revenge. This is what my friend said when he recommended the lawyer. He's going to be very flexible on his fees and genuinely wants to help. Maybe this is on the positive side of the ledger. Now on to the other side. My wife admitted to the affair. She told me that it started as flirting, then turned into an emotional affair, but never turned physical. I saw right through that, and then she finally admitted that it turned physical, which coincided with the point in time when she shut down intimacy with me. I got a lot more details than I thought I could take. It was a very hot and steamy affair. To say this has really messed me up would be an understatement to the highest degree. I'm wrestling with my emotions and can't keep a thought in my head. I told my wife it would be best for her to stay with her mom for the time being, and that I will take care of the kids so they can be at home and have some stability. My attorney is working his magic. In the meantime, I am in the house, and this is a big advantage, according to him. I've also not told her that our marriage is over. She will find that out when she has served the papers, which will be coming soon. I can't keep the intrusive images of my wife and this guy out of my head. I coach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for professional and semi-professional fighters, and I'm trying to give them as much attention as I can. The physicality of my job seems to have been helpful. Obviously, I'm also putting everything into my kids. Outside of BJJ, my passion is learning about new topics. I normally read for a few hours at night to unwind, but I haven't been able to get through a paragraph without losing focus. After seeing that they were referring to me as a stupid animal, I imagine all the other things they may have said. The whole thing has really gotten to me. I've always been a happy person, but the joy is just gone. On another note, the word has gotten out about what has happened, and there have been a lot of people offering to assist in any way they can. It definitely helps to feel like I have support. A number of my friends' wives have spun into action and said they know beautiful women they want to hook me up with, including a few that know me and are very interested in my upcoming single status. I won't be dating until this is all over with, and probably not for a while after that. But knowing that there are a lot of options is a nice feeling. I think I'll be okay. Right now, it's just all about the kids. I will try to update at some point soon. My wife is hysterical and pushing to stay married. I know I can't get over what she did, so staying together would just delay the inevitable. Update 4. Life has been chaotic, but I wanted to log back into this throwaway account and give an update on my situation. I discovered my wife having an affair and also found out that she thought I was stupid and a loser for not earning a high salary. I filed for divorce, and it should be wrapped up next month. We will have 50-50 custody, and she will be paying spousal support since she out-earns me by a large margin. That is the current legal situation. Now onto the other fallout. I'm heartbroken, as are my kids. I never thought I would be a single dad, but here I am. My wife seems to be falling into some kind of depression. The guy she cheated with decided that she wasn't worth the trouble. From what I'm told, she has started drinking and going out with a lot of random guys she meets online. There have been more than a handful of times where she called me and begged me to take her back so she can have her old life back. Part of me wanted that, but I've held strong. After she found out how much money she will have to pay me every month, that seems to have made her angry towards me, so I don't have to worry about her calling. My kids don't understand. Every second they aren't with me, I feel miserable. I'm also lonely all the time. I haven't spent much time with friends and mostly just stay home. The girl that works at a coffee shop I frequent even asked me if everything was okay because I looked sad. I guess I'm not hiding it as well as I think. There are people I know who want to set me up with women they know, but I don't want to do it because I feel like I am branded as the guy whose wife cheated on him. It has been so long, I have no idea how to date. I had a few fighters do really well on a pretty public stage, and that has been the only spark I have felt in a long time. I really don't know what I will do next.